Caravan Club Rally are thousands of hours of planning and organisation, the responsibility of the Secretary, Jack Armstrong, and his staff at the club headquarters in London. First, a location, usually a motor race circuit, must be chosen for the speed and manoeuvring tests, and then hundreds of miles of nearby secondary roads must be examined with a view to laying out a route. At last, however, the day arrives when all is ready. Mallory Park, a few miles from Leicester, is a charming rural circuit, even more so when, for once, there are 3 successive days of perfect sunny weather for the rally. On the Friday evening, marshals had already been at work for some hours, getting ready both for after-dark scrutineering and preparing sections and instruments for tests on the circuit the next morning. Now, with the first competitors coming down to the circuit to refuel, most of the marshals were coming to the end of their preparations and settling down to a cup of tea and a few hours' rest before the start. Near the pits, there was great activity at the fueling station provided by the National Benzol Company. Filling up here, one of the many work-sponsored entries, a Bluebird Europe 2. Competition was intense this year, with 109 entries, of whom 107 finally started. Car manufacturers, too, take great interest in the rally. Ford and BMC providing teams of cars for Sprite, Roots and DAF for Bluebird, and Toyota and Mercedes for Echoes. This is the very elegant DAF Bluebird combination, which went well, showing that even a 750cc engine is enough for a modern caravan. It's very thirsty work, watching that other chap doing all the pumping. As the sun begins to set, marshals are already taking up position all along the route. Supervisory marshals are driving over every inch of it to check for roadworks, flooded fords, or any other unforeseeable hazards. And at the line, the starter and timekeeper are getting ready to send off the first competitors in the half-light. Here at the line is Ian Mantle, last year's overall winner, driving a Princess R with Sprite Musketeer behind. The reason why the rally starts after dark is both to provide a more severe test of navigational ability and to minimize inconvenience to the public. The starter has several busy hours ahead of him, but it's time for us to go on the rally with David Hicks in his Ford Corsair and Sprite 400 to record a little of what it looks like. Most of it is, of course, along dark and winding country roads, but the route does pass through a few small towns. With checks of some sort or another on average every 3 miles, the accent of the whole rally is on consistent driving and absolute accuracy in route finding, and it is a most severe test of all-round ability. The refueling stop is about the halfway mark on the road section. Ian Mantle, coming in here, obviously finds the usual front-first method rather too easy. A brief pause, and then off into the night again. It is only a matter of 20 miles or so beyond the hill climb to the last control and the end of the road section. From there, competitors make their own way to Mallory to begin the set-piece tests on the circuit with only a momentary pause for weary men and machinery. Experts make backing a caravan seem easy, but in the heat of the moment, things do sometimes go wrong. This is the wiggle woggle, and there's only a matter of 3 or 4 inches clearance between the caravan and each pair of posts. Merit is won by a combination of speed and accuracy. If you can't miss the front gate with a car alone, you certainly shouldn't try this one. Some favor passenger leaning out, others walking alongside. Either way, the concentration is agonizing. Which, strangely enough, consists of hitting the pothole, indicated by the white end of the plank, fitted with a pressure tube which provides a welcome ring for success. This is perhaps the most spectacular test of all. Competitors must achieve a speed of not less than 40 miles an hour, and will be gonged by a radar speed meter if they go too slow. The overall purpose of the rally is to improve design and performance, and this shows up best in the speed tests. They demonstrate also to non-caravanners the high performance of modern vans. capable of following any car at any speed, and showing their ability for high-speed, unrestricted continental touring, and their huge safety margin under the current British 40-mile-an-hour limit. Again, making FTD with the Austin Healey and Sprite Alpine. Ah, so that's what he was looking at. Ceremonial and incidentally very speedy lap by the old Rolls and new Eccles, competitors could catch up on their sleep until very early on Sunday morning, when they had to remove the stains and possible scars of travel ready for the judging of the Concours d'Elegance. This is Lee Davies' Eccles GT, which, towed by a BMW 1800, won the hill climb event. Of the Concours are laid down as being to encourage good design, workmanship and finish, as well as pride of ownership and careful maintenance. To cut out the purely pretty, all vehicles entered must have previously completed the entire rally, and the driver and co-driver must sleep in the van the night before. To avoid financial discrimination, there are 4 classes based on price to cover the whole range, and older vans are aided in the judging by being awarded bonus marks for good maintenance. Judging over, scrutineers have a last chance to go over their calculations before the prize giving at the Gaumont Cinema Hinckley. The Concours d'Elegance trophy was awarded to L.J. Bennett with the Castleton Ravana, whilst in the rally itself, Skelly Ginn was 3rd overall with Austin Healey and Sprite Alpine, Ian Mantrell with Vandenplough Princess and Sprite Musketeer was runner-up, as well as being leader of won the Esso Challenge Cup. Individual winner was Eric Barrett with a 3-litre Rover and a car cruiser Clubman. His co-driver seems to prefer his driving to his speech-making. Mr. Escott North, with this Fairholme New Dawn and Ford Zodiac, had the lowest number of penalty marks on the night section, as well as winning his class in the Concours. Mr. Gaffney was another Concours prize winner with this very elegant Eccles GT. The Sprite team, with a considerable weight of bullion, won by their joint and individual efforts. The third driver, in addition to Mantle and Ginn, is Brendan Witter, who is himself a former winner of the Road Rally. As they join the homeward-bound crowd, 3 days of perfect weather and first-class organization sums up the Caravan Rally of 1966.